For 5-5, you will be completing A and B. However, I wanted to give you a little video to help you, and I'm going to use example D here. So what this question is asking you to do is to find the inverse equation for each of the functions below. So this is the original equation, and I need to find the inverse. Now remember from yesterday, inverse means opposite. So if I'm looking at this, it's going to be kind of hard for me to just think about what the inverse is. So I'm going to start by listing out what is happening to x here. So I start with x, and then it looks like I am subtracting 4. And this division bar goes all the way across. So the next thing I'm doing is multiplying by 10. And lastly, I would divide by 3. And the way that you can think about that is like if I were to plug in a number like 2 here, first I would have to subtract 4, then multiply by 10, and then divide by 3 to simplify. So to find the inverse, we have to do the opposite and go backwards. Right? So instead of dividing by 3, I need to multiply by 3. And then I need to divide by 10. And lastly, add 4. So I did the opposite operations, and I started at the bottom, worked my way up. So T inverse, make sure you're using your function notation. Okay, I have x being multiplied by 3, divided by 10, plus 4. And a way that I could check to see if this works is by using an example. So let's say I'm going to try to do T of 4. So in my problem here, if I plug in a 4, so I have 4 minus 4 over 3. 4 minus 4 gives me 0. 10 times 0 gives me 0. So 0 over 3 equals 0. So now I'm going to do the inverse of 0 and see if I get a 4 out. So I have 3 times 0 over 10 plus 4. 3 times 0 is 0 divided by 10. Sure enough, I get 4. So I know that this worked because I ended up here. I had the 4 and 0, and then I flipped them and I got 4. So I had 4, 0. When I flip it, I get 0, 4. So that's how I can tell it's correct. So here are my two equations. And again, by listing out what's happening to x and then doing the opposite in the other direction can help me write my equation.